This is a video on how to remove a ball joint on a Polaris Sportsman 500. This is a 96 model. And I know there's other videos out there. This is a video on how to remove it without taking the strut off the machine. Now, first you have to remove the lower control arm. You can use a pickle fork or something like this is what I used, the puller to pop it out. And then there's a retaining plate underneath that has two Allen bolts. They're 5/32, right here and right here. If they're stripped out like mine was on the other side, you can pound a Torx bit into there to get it out. They have some blue Loctite. It's not really a big deal. And then you can go get one of these at Menards. There's the size. This is actually a little longer. This is 3/4 of an inch long. A little longer than the factory ones, but it goes in. I mean, it goes all the way in. The hole must be threaded enough, you know. Menards has 1/2 inch as well, but that's too short. So I opted for the longer because you could always cut it down if it's too long. Whatever Polaris has is, a size in between 5/8 or 9/16 in length or whatever. Make sure you clean these holes out because they're packed full of grease and dirt. So I'll be able to reuse that one. And this whole underside will be covered in crap. So I've seen videos where guys didn't even know this plate was here and they're trying to get the ball joint out. And it's not going to come out. This is a retainer. It's an interference fit, the ball joint. It's not going to just fall out, but I wouldn't call it a press fit. I'm not going to cover how to install the new one in this video. But what I did on the other side is I put the new ball joint in the freezer, for an hour or whatever, and then I heated up the knuckle here with a torch, and I did have to tap it in, but it went in fairly easily. You want to be careful because of the CV boot if you're going to be playing with a torch. This CV boot is ripped, so this is all coming apart, getting replaced. I'm not replacing the joint or the axle. That's good. I will take the joint apart, completely clean it, take all the balls out and everything, and re-grease it. I'll do that in another video. Okay, so what I have not seen in other videos is a special tool. Now, to avoid removing your entire strut, your CV axle, your tie rod end, your brake caliper, all of that, you do have to spend a little bit of money to get a special tool. But it saves a lot of work, and it probably works for a lot of other machines. I don't know. Like I said, this is a 96 Polaris Sportsman. The tool is this guy. They have them on Amazon. It's 2 threaded pieces, internal and external. It came dry. I used Permatex caliper lube on here. It's much thicker and more heavy duty than a grease, just because I didn't want to do this dry and damage the tool. It's going to bind up. But yeah, I'm not going to do any heat. We're at 65 degrees right now here in the shop, and yeah, let's just give it a try here. So you slide this on, See that? Right over the stud. And you take your nut, your castle nut, I should probably tighten that up, because then the tool will have more room to pull. So if I remember correctly, that nut is a 9/16. All right. Now I don't have a adjustable wrench big enough for that, so I'm going to be using a pipe wrench. It's not ideal as far as marring up your tool, but it really didn't take much pressure to do the other side. We'll see what happens here. And then I got a ratchet with, it's a 24mm socket. I'm not sure if that's exactly right, but it'll work. And you're gonna loosen it. And what it's doing is it's pulling that joint out of there. Now the other side came out pretty easy. Oh, I'm already screwing up. I just told you people forgot about that plate. Well, I unbolted the plate, but I didn't take it off of there. See? It can be easy to forget things. Alright. There we go. That's what that plate looks like. It ain't coming out with that there. Alright. Let's try this again, shall we? Now the new ball joints came in castle nuts that don't impress me. They only have 2 or 3 threads, whereas this one is the full nut. So I'll probably be going back to Menards if these nuts don't fit to figure that out. Alright, we'll snug this up until this tool bottoms out to the hub assembly, well, not the hub assembly, the knuckle here, the steering knuckle, part of the strut. You gotta go in reverse. I know you can't see anything. Alright. I can grab my pipe wrench. I know I'm on here backwards, but I swear it didn't take much pressure last time. It's already going. It's coming out just like that. No slide hammer needed. No, in fact, the new ball joints aren't even greasable. And my strut towers here, my knuckles have a grease zerk. So maybe you don't want to buy this tool, because in the future, you could probably just pump some grease in here and it'll pop it out. But what I did is I drilled a hole in the back plate of my new ball joints so that I could grease them anyway. I probably wouldn't have did that, but the boot doesn't really do a whole lot to keep crap out and keep the grease in. It just gets flattened out against that plate, that retainer plate, which once you put that retainer plate on, the ball joint doesn't protrude from that. And so there's nowhere for the rubber boot to lock onto and seal. So it's just smushed out flat. It's more, it might as well just be a rubber washer between the control arm and the ball joint. Oh, yeah, that happened last time too. It started to back off the nut. Now you can see the ball joint is halfway out. It's not a perfect design. You know, it grabs that, I mean, I suppose if you put a cotter key back in, it wouldn't do that. But it grabs the nut that goes on the shaft here and backs it off as well. I don't know why it does that, but well, probably because you're rotating everything counterclockwise. If the tool had reverse threads, this wouldn't happen. So that would be an option. You know, that would be an option that would work. I do remember this happened with the last one. So we'll tighten her back up. Going counterclockwise. I just saw this on Amazon. I had to buy it. Then I watched a bunch of videos on how to remove these. Nobody's using it. So I don't know if I'm an idiot or what, but for some of the trouble some people were having for the $23 or whatever this was, it was worth it to me. But I like buying tools. Now, I don't know if it's just backing the nut off again or if the joint's actually coming out. I'll have to look at them threads. I think it's pulling the joint. Yep. There you go. There's the ball joint. I'm going to have to grab onto it with something and get this nut back off to free up the tool, but there you go. It's a quick and easy method. Okay, yeah, it's been 13 minutes, but I was doing a lot of explaining. You could get this done in 5 minutes. Saves a lot of headache for a $20-some tool. All right, that's it for today. For today. We'll see you next time.